Wildcat Brothers Rum Distillery. If you harvest host here, super place. We got a big back parking lot to be in, little unlevel. Good place to stop and park off the beaten path. You're not having to listen to trains or the traffic or anything. So they do have a rum tasting. They ask that you get here by 3 so that you can get set up and in place. And then they have a walkthrough rum tasting that starts at 4 o'clock. So we'll just have to see how that goes, and we'll carry you along. I've already asked. They said it's okay to film, and we'll take you along and see how it is. It looks like it's going to be a really cool place to be.
Down in Louisiana, where the tall, tall pine trees grow, there live a preacher daughter, and she knows how to jelly roll. And a papa want to save my soul, but a sweet talking daughter, Lord, she loves to jelly roll. Yes, she do. I got a gal in old St. Louis, one in San Antonio. Come and get it while you can, for tomorrow I'll be gone. And my good gal sitting alone, she hollered her
footage. It was my birthday on Wednesday.
Happy
so
birthday!
Happy birthday!
Thanks guys.
Just turned 21, huh?
Yeah. Alrighty. So, there's only one rule when you're making rum, and that's that it has to be made out of sugar cane. But it doesn't matter which part of the sugar cane you use. So French Style Rum is using raw sugar. This is what's going, this is it. There's no molasses, no extras. It's not gonna be an agricole. This is it. So because we use raw sugar, it's gonna give it a way smoother, sweeter, sippable profile. We call them white tablecloth rums because we're in more Michelin star restaurants than we are in dive. Like earlier you mentioned Captain Morgan. I honestly can't even really put my finger on the spices that are in those because I don't work for them. But this one is spiced with black coffee, black peppercorn, cinnamon, vanilla, and allspice. So it's going to be a very, I like to say like very holiday kind of profile. It's really good in fall. When I first tried it, I did it, and I've been a bartender for a long time, so making cocktails with it, I was kind of nervous because it was kind of intimidating, especially like the coffee, the peppercorn. But this performs so well in a tiki cocktail, and I was shocked. Like pineapple juice, orange juice kind of vibe. Oh my god, it's delicious. A pina colada, fabulous. You can do literally anything with this, and I have to admit, I doubted her when I first had her. I was like, she scares me, I don't know, she makes me nervous. And now I'm like, I'll put fee fillet in it. Just put some fee fillet on it. If you're jealous, just say that. So on this one, I usually recommend doing 2 to 3 sips, because the first time you sip it, you either get the ingredient you love the most or you hate the most. I used to tell people what I taste, but I don't anymore. Because then they all say, that's all I can taste. I can't taste anything else now. Then the second sip, you'll kind of realize like, oh, it's pretty complex. Like there's a lot going on. Yeah. And then third sip, it gets sweeter, smoother, kind of builds up and comes together. So the more you drink it, the more you kind of get an understanding for it, each sip that you take. So this is Noir. So basically what we do is we take a second use Buffalo Trace barrel. So when you're making bourbon, you're gonna build the barrel and then they're gonna char the inside. Once you char that inside, you can only use it one time. So when you're making bourbon, it's just a first use. So after that, they're either tossing the barrels away or they sell them. So we buy them. So by the time we get those, because it's probably been aged like, I don't know, between 5, 7, 10 years, around there. By the time we get it, the char on the inside's kind of caramelized. So that really smoky bourbon that was sitting in there has really seeped into those wood staves.
Right.
So it's going to be a different flavor profile, and you're not going to get that initial, almost that sting of flavor, not feeling, but a flavor that you get with the traditional bourbon right off the bat, because that fresh char isn't there. It's not a virgin barrel. So you put sweet crude in there, and we age it for 5 years, and all we really need to do is agitate the barrel. So I could probably tie a string on it and we could play monkey in the middle with it all day, and we would be agitating the barrel. When we do that, all of that liquid circulates through those staves. So it's replaced with some of the rum, and it's extracting that really smoky flavor that was once there. So after that, we mix it with some other rums that we've had aging on fruit trees, or like fruit tree wood chips. And that's gonna be plum, pear, persimmon, pecan, or hickory, and cherry. Hickory and pecan are the same thing, but when we say pecan, people say hickory is the wood and pecan is the fruit. But here it's pecan wood. And then cherry. So it's gonna be, I like to say that this is an old fashioned in a bottle. You can make a damn good old fashioned with it. But you really don't need to. This on ice is a major game changer. I'm not a bourbon drinker, I'm not a whiskey drinker, except, you know, one shot every here and there, you know? So the most important thing about this bottle is that we donate 50% of the proceeds for each bottle sold to the Acadiana Veterans Alliance here in Lafayette. And they have a new treatment for PTSD. So if you've ever heard of neuropathy, when you lose feeling in your hands, they used to have this shot that they would put in a lower vertebrae and it would kind of reset, give you feeling, give you new feeling in your hands. But you know, doctors are kind of like these guys, experimenters. What happens if we go a little further up? What about a different vertebrae? So they did, and it's a shot in the neck. So not a shot, but a shot. It's a one-time shot, and when they put it in that top vertebrae, it resets fight or flight. The only problem is, it's $1,500 per shot. Wow. It's a one-time deal. After that, it's been very successful. Allows them to go through, you know, therapy, anything like that, get treatment. Nobody pays for it. So the VA doesn't pay for it. Government don't pay for it. Health insurance isn't paying for it. So we do, because we respect veterans around here. Nice. So 50% all goes to them. We've probably gotten around 350 veterans treated. Hell yeah. Yeah! We're very familiar with her. She does a great job. Yeah. So we always double distill just to make sure, you know. We've got our little safety net right here. Then we have our nice European beauty. Oh la la. If you asked me a date, I couldn't give it to you. I'm not quite sure.
Is this still rum?
Oh yeah, baby, I can't make nothing but rum. That's all I got a license for.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be bottled eventually one day, but basically, Tank used to be a professor in Florida. So of course, he met his lovely wife, the Saint Miss Emily, in Florida. And so
they have a rum here that's called the Valor, outstanding, and 50% of the price of that goes to veterans. Well worth the stop. Y'all be sure and come by, check it out. Come see Lexi, May, watch May. She's liable to serve you too many. It's really, really good stuff. So time to move on down the road. We're headed to Willis, Texas now, Lake Conroe. So making our way west. See you soon.
Saying it we shouldn't, but she always will.